Hey class, my name is David, and I wanted to share both my informative and my persuasive essay topics with you guys. So for my informative essay, I want to share something called UX design or career choice, one that I'm pursuing right now. But for those of you who don't know what UX design is, UX design is a subform of design itself. So just like graphic design or animation design, UX design actually stands for user experience. So I would argue that UX design is probably the most important portion or aspect of design. Within UX design itself, you ask the question: how is the audience, how is the target audience going to feel or react or do as soon as they see the type of product that you're producing. So UX design as a whole, they typically will branch out within website building or apps, but it's just asking questions on how to problem solve complex problems for to make the user experience as optimal as you possibly can. So I created this visual aid right here. So this is just the design process that the UX designer would follow, and it traces from mainly three different aspects. It traces from the research phase, where you're finding your target audience, you're finding the actual problems and solutions for how to solve them. The design, where you're executing those solutions, and in the design you're making the decisions on what is going to maximize the user experience. And then you have at the very end the strategy between UX design. So again, how is this going to create an end result for the customer, the client, the viewer, the user, whatever the product is that you're applying UX design to, and allowing them to see, how are you going to bring this user all the way to the purchasing screen? How are you going to make them buy a product? How are you going to make them act or contribute or correspond? Whatever the end goal is, UX design drives that out of the user. So for this essay, my general goal is to inform the audience about what UX design is. And then more specifically, my specific goal is to show the importance of UX design, to show that UX design itself, it it has meaning, it has purpose, and it is the most vital aspect within design. So my thesis for UX design is, if you have a mind that can create creative solutions to complex problems, think critically about your target audience and the emotions that they may feel, and are passionate about design, the field of UX design may be just suited for you. So that's my informative essay. And then for my persuasive essay, I wanted to write or to speak about a topic that's near to the educational field. So for the topic that I've decided, I wanted to talk about the 1619 project. For those of you who don't know what the 1619 project, it's an initiative that's been taken across by many of the middle school, high school, and colleges throughout the nation. But a lot of it is rewriting history, reforming a lot of the history of the United States. And it's very, very politically molded. It's very much so attached to a political agenda. So the thesis that I have is the 1619 project should be eliminated as a common course material in schools because it exacerbates the racial tension within the United States. It rewrites history according to a political agenda, and it indoctrinates the next generation of young Americans and voters within our nation. Our my main goal, or my general goal in writing this, is to explain and persuade that that teaching this type of material within our school systems is dangerous for our society, and more specifically the ways that it's degrading our nation itself, degrading the family cultures within our nation, and the nuclear family, degrading the racial reckoning, and increasing racial tension within our nation. For this, something that racism has always been a part of the American experience, but racism is not the American experience. So for me, just to attach a little bit of skin on my end, I am a first generation American. My family came from Soviet Russia right when the Soviet Union was at its peak, and seeing the ways that people treat each other in America. My parents are considered Americans, even though they weren't even born in this country. I was considered an American, from the moment I was born. But if I was to go to Europe, or if I was to go to any other nation, I wouldn't be considered whatever the nationality of that nation. I would be considered an American, and my children would be considered an American. And that's what makes America so special, is that this is a nation that's based off of ideas and not race. So those are the two topics I want to talk about, and I would love your guys' feedback. All right, thank you. Bye bye.